Have you ever wondered what government will look like in, say, 30 years? Well, the answer might be way more radical than you think. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating prediction of how artificial intelligence is set to completely rewrite the rules of public administration. We're going to journey through three distinct phases, you could almost call them ascensions, of AI, and explore how each one will totally revolutionize the very idea of what a government is.
So, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the three big phases of AI evolution. Then, we'll tackle each one. The efficient government run by narrow AI, the autonomous government with general AI, and finally, the wild concept of an ultimate social OS powered by superintelligence. And we'll wrap up by seeing how government could go from this big system we have to deal with to something as natural as the air we breathe. Okay, so here's the roadmap for the future. Right now, we are living in the era of AI, the specialist. Think of it as AI that's really good at one thing. This phase is expected to mature right up until about 2030. But then, the real shift begins. From 2030 onward, we enter the age of AGI, the generalist, which can think and reason like a human. And then, looking out to 2040 and beyond, we might just see the dawn of ASI, the system, an intelligence that is just fundamentally beyond us. So let's unpack what each of these stages really means for.
First up, let's talk about artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. This is the AI you and I know today, and its main job between now and 2030 is to solve one giant classic problem: government inefficiency. The way it does this is by flipping the entire script, moving public administration from a world of paper and precedent to a new world of data and prediction.
Now, what's so cool here is that it's a total change in philosophy. We're moving away from a government that just reacts based on old rules to one that acts based on what the data predicts is going to happen. Instead of you having to go and pull the services you need, the government starts proactively pushing them to you. And all that clunky manual bureaucracy, it gets replaced by sleek, automated processes.
So how does that actually play out? Well, let's start with the back office. AI can just automate all that tedious paperwork, from drafting documents to instantly checking grant applications for any mistakes. And when you automate all the boring stuff, you suddenly don't need so many layers of management, which leads directly to organizations that are flatter and can move a lot faster.
And for us, as citizens, the way we interact with government completely changes. You'll have advanced chatbots that can handle really complex, personal questions, anytime, day or night. Maybe you have a kid and your phone just pings you with a notification about a new benefit you qualify for. Or, if you're in a rural area, A&E could optimize on-demand buses in real time, basically getting rid of those public transport deserts for good.
The third huge impact is on how policy gets made. Just imagine an AI that can predict when a bridge needs repairs before it becomes a danger, or one that can simulate exactly how a new seawall will handle a massive storm. The key takeaway here is that government stops doing expensive, after-the-fact fixes and starts taking smart, preventative action. It's about solving problems before they even start.
All right, now for the next leap. Starting around 2030, we expect to see the arrival of AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. And this isn't just a faster, more efficient tool. No, this is a true reasoning partner. This is the shift to a genuinely autonomous government.
So what exactly is AGI? Well, unlike ANI, which is a specialist, AGI is a generalist. It can understand context, it can learn, and it can reason across totally different areas of knowledge, pretty much just like a human can. And that ability right there is the absolute game changer that opens the door to a whole new kind of governance.
The single biggest problem AGI is predicted to solve is one that has been a thorn in the side of governments forever: the silo effect. You know what I'm talking about? When the health department, the housing department, the finance department all operate in their own little worlds and they can't seem to work together on big, messy problems that touch everything.
Well, AGI just smashes those walls down. So, to solve a really complex issue, like a low birth rate, it wouldn't just look at one thing. It would analyze housing policy, tax codes, and employment data all at once, and actually understand how they're all connected. It could then design a truly holistic solution and move resources around in real time. We're talking about moving from partial fixes to total societal optimization.
On a personal level, for you and me, AGI becomes this incredible partner. It could manage a really complicated personal case, like dealing with poverty or elder care, with one single customized plan. But it's more than that. It could potentially understand the emotion, the unspoken things in a person's voice, and give advice that isn't just correct, but is genuinely empathetic.
So, what's left for the humans to do? That's a fair question.
The role of the public servant gets a major upgrade. With AI handling all the logic and the admin, humans can focus on what only we can do, making those final, tough, ethical and political calls, providing that in-person human touch, and this is a big one, making absolutely sure the AI's goals stay aligned with our values as a society.
Okay, take a deep breath, because this final transformation, predicted for 2040 and beyond, is the most profound of all. This is the era of ASI, or artificial superintelligence. And at this stage, government stops being a thing we interact with and instead becomes the actual operating system for our society, the very environment we live in.
This quote just nails the idea. ASI doesn't just make government better, it sublimates it. Think about science class, like when solid ice turns directly into vapor, skipping the whole water phase. Government as this solid, separate thing we know could just dissolve and become this all-encompassing, dynamic system that's constantly optimizing society itself. And this leads to probably the most radical change in our day-to-day lives. The very idea of applying for something, a permit, a benefit, you name it, it just disappears. It's gone. ASI anticipates what you need and provides it proactively, a lot of times before you even know you need it yourself.
So what does this ambient government actually look like? Well, all your legal rights, all your obligations are just handled automatically in the background. There's zero paperwork. If sensors detect a high risk of a landslide near your house, an autonomous vehicle is just sent to your home to evacuate you, maybe before you even see a warning. Support isn't a transaction anymore. It's just a seamless, natural part of your world.
This completely rewires our economy and our politics. I mean, concepts like annual budgets and taxes, they could become totally obsolete. The ultimate problem that ASI might solve is scarcity itself. By dynamically optimizing all of Earth's resources in real time, it could shift us into a post-scarcity world. And at that point, governance would have to shift from a national focus to true planetary management.
So let's bring it all home. We've gone on this incredible journey from an AI that just makes government more efficient to one that makes it autonomous, and finally, to an AI that could literally weave government into the fabric of our reality. This table really just lays out the entire evolution perfectly. With AI, it's all about efficiency, and we talk to it through chatbots. With AGI, its role becomes autonomous problem-solving, and it acts as our personal partner. And finally, with ASI, its role is to be the social environment. The interface is invisible, and the whole idea of a government organization just dissolves.
But let's bring this back to us. What does all of this actually feel like? Well, with A&I, we'll probably just say, wow, filling out those forms got so much easier. With AGI, that feeling goes deeper, to something like, this system actually gets me. It understands what I need. And in the age of ASI, the experience might go beyond transactions entirely, to a state where we might just feel, I feel fulfilled just by living.
And that really brings us to this powerful final thought from the source material. In this kind of future, government isn't something we deal with or praise or get angry at. It just becomes the invisible background that keeps us going, as fundamental and as natural as the air we breathe or the sunlight on our skin.
It is a breathtaking, almost unimaginable vision of the future, isn't it? But it leaves us with a really profound question to think about. If government becomes as natural and automatic as the weather, what then is our role as humans within it? What becomes our purpose?
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive into what's next.